So this experience, mystic experience, so you have a mystic self which is experiencing, and there's the other self, probably Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this other self is transcending. It transcends grasp of this and other mystic selves. So they might have a glimpse of it, but they can't encompass it. They can't fully grasp it, or even start to grasp it. Illa wala yuhituna bi shay'in min ilmi illa bima sha. And it is encompassing this self is encompassing in the sense that it encircles, or it overwhelms, or it is, what's the word? Arabic word would be muhit. It encompasses everything, but nothing encompasses it or can encompass it. So in that sense, it's transcending. And when you experience this other self, this unique self, yourself is overwhelmed by this self. Or probably it's better to say that even the tajalliyat, the glimpses of the self. So this is the meaning. Obviously, we can't really understand this unless someone has glimpse of this experience he's talking about. So for that, we need to read the literature, and the literature, Sufi literature especially, which describes these experiences, and in Quran and Sunnah as well. With our hadith describe the nearness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the Islamic position on this is that Allah subhanahu, to what we understand from the Quran and Sunnah and the literature, is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the one hand is beyond the grasp of any creature. On the other hand, so la yuhituna bi shay'in min ilmi illa bima sha. But there's a illa bima sha, except whatever He wills. So there's a possibility of nearness. Taqarrub ila Allah. That's taqarrub ila Allah. That's what intimate association is, and its height is in namaz or salat, for example. Okay, so the third point to note is that the mystic state. The state is state. Mean, think of state as hal, probably. Mystic state. So the third point to note is that to the mystic state is a moment of intimate association with the unique other self, transcending, encompassing, and momentarily suppressing the private personality of the subject of experience. That we can see it in some of the description of how the revelation used to come to the Prophet ﷺ, and in the later experiences of Sufia and ulama. So there's the intimate association, but with the self. So that qurb, or intimate association, can be basically a gift of that self, because without that, this self, which is nothing in reality to the other self, and if this self is anything, it is because of that self. That's why it's impossible to have this intimate association, because if we look at it conceptually, intimate association and transcendence are two different, mutually exclusive things. And that's why it's very hard to comprehend the relationship between this subjective relationship between this self and the other self. Because on the one hand, there's a possibility of korb, which is intimate association, and it has its maratib, or its hierarchy. But on the other hand, this association can only be purely a gift from the other self, because that other self is beyond you, essentially beyond you.